It's now 35 years since the Americans with Disabilities Act was passed, and a law prohibits discrimination based on disability. Denver played a pivotal role in making that happen, and city leaders want to make sure the public knows the history of our city and the people who pushed to ensure public transportation was accessible to all. And that's where Reverend Wade Blank comes into the picture. This coming week, a special committee convened by RTD will start working on renaming a prominent bus stop in Denver after Blank. Denver 7's Bordelon explains who he was and what he did for this community.
If we do not remember where we came from, we are doomed to recreate it.
History in the heart of downtown Denver.
I hope that people say, oh, I didn't know that was here.
And Civic Center Station at the corner of Broadway and Colfax could be renamed to commemorate a piece of Colorado's past.
And this is so groundbreaking. RTD had to create a process to rename a station.
This is Denver City Councilor Chris Hines.
The city of Denver had ugly laws not too many decades ago, and I'm ugly according to the laws. And so Denver came from a place where people with disabilities were not supposed to be out and in the community.
He, along with the rest of Denver City Council, are in support of renaming Civic Center Station to the Wade Blank Civic Center Station. It was 1978 when Wade Blank led what's now called the Gang of 19 to this intersection.
The Gang of 19 were people with disabilities, and they threw their wheelchairs aside and started crawling up the steps onto an RTD bus. As a result of that peaceful protest, the civil disobedience, RTD, the Regional Transportation District here in Denver, was the first mass transit system in the nation to be fully wheelchair accessible.
That protest paved the way for landmark legislation throughout the country.
Denver was the birthplace of this movement, pushing for the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Emily Harvey, the co-legal director of Disability Law Colorado, looked through old headlines with us at the Denver Public Library.
I didn't know about any of this history growing up, and I grew up in the 80s and 90s with a disability. And I think that just goes to show that we do a poor job of educating people about this community. A lot of people with disabilities do use public transportation, and Civic Center Station is a very central location, so I hope that it will bring pride and awareness to this community.
Harvey says there have been strides in accessibility in Colorado, but still says there's room for improvement.
So accessing Uber or Lyft, those types of things, is more challenging.
Challenges of the present.
We're not going to back down.
With messages that still ring true from the past. Bordelon, Denver 7.
Made a big difference. All right, the application for the name change has been submitted. That committee with RTD is tasked to work on this. Will start next week, and RTD's board of directors will then likely vote on it in either July or September.